What is going on, guys? Willis Gaming here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a full cover of patch 1.13, the High Life DLC on GTA Online. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys could leave a like on the video, and if we can smash out 500 likes on the video, that'd be sweet, as this took a long time to edit and it was a real hassle getting the DLC because Rockstar actually mucked up and a lot of people didn't actually get the DLC until like 2 or 3 hours later. So yeah, on to the video. Hope you guys enjoy. So first of all, I will be covering the new cars. There's about 20 cars added in total, but I'm going over the first 4 special cars in the start of the video. I'll put annotations on the screen so you can actually skip through the video if you want to see certain parts. I don't want to see the cars, you want to see the apartments. I'll put like the apartments annotation and so on and so on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, leave a like. It took a long time to edit and I hope you guys enjoy. So on to the first car of many. This is the Zenturno. If you're not familiar with it, is the new awesome new sports car. As you can see, it kind of reminds me of like a spaceship with all these pods and indents on the side. It's got a very sharp bodywork design and it looks awesome. As you can see, the freaking exhaust is huge with the maximum upgrade on it. It looks like a freaking cave. You could just live in there. Like, you could probably just fall over and it'll probably just suck you in. It's freaking crazy. And the speed on the car is great. I haven't really tested it with the Ada or the Turismo, but it is extremely fast and is about 700k this car, 795k I think it is, but I bought it on single player, so it's actually free. Handling, I've noticed with the handling on some of the High Life cars that the handling is terrible, turning is terrible, and yeah, the speed is just great. And on to the next car. Next on the list we have the Dubashi Mascherano, or as I like to call it, the Ballsaki, because it isn't really that great and it's just like all the other cars really. You can buy this for a whopping 275k, which I don't think it's actually worth that much money, but it is a nice car with this massive huge spoiler on it. I won't go into too much detail because it is an average car. It isn't really a supercar, as I would say, but it is a little whippy car and you can get around pretty fast in it. And on to the next car. Next car on the list is the Huntley S. It isn't really that good of a car. It isn't really a sports car either. It looks more like a family van that you would take your family to the beach to. I maxed out all of the rims and the bodywork, and it actually looks pretty cool if you were to do it right, I guess. But yeah, it is kind of a tank of a vehicle. Like, if you were to hit of a car, you'd probably just send it into another dimension because it is actually a tank. But other than that, I wouldn't really use it for racing or stuff like that. It doesn't really get around that fast and it is quite slow. So what I'll be covering next is actually some of the cool new horns which they have added in the High Life update. So the horns actually come from The Sound of Music. I don't know if you've heard this. It's a song in the 80s or something, but I'll give you a little video and demonstration of what it is. So I hope you enjoy.
Re mi fa sol la ti.
Also, that isn't it for the actual vehicles. The new vehicle bike which I added is called the Dinka Thrust. I added full customization to it, so this is basically what the full customized version looks like. If you actually want these vehicles for free, just go to single player and you can actually go and get them rather than buying them online. I'll show them be like a single player to online cars glitch out soon, so don't bother wasting your money on the cars online unless you really want them. But as you can see, it's a nice little bike, quite fast, and it can get around corners pretty easily. So that's basically the bike, and on to the next part of the video, which is actually going to be covering some of the suits and a few little updates. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Make sure to leave a like, remember, and to subscribe for me all the latest GTA Online content. So as you can see, they added a bunch of new suits, closed and open sort of tuxedo suits sort of thing. So as you can see, there's a lot of swag and different colours. So this is pretty awesome. They've added like suits. I'm not sure why they add suits every DLC, but I think that's just a thing they do. Maybe they should like change it up and add something else. But suits are nice and it's really cool. So as you can see, there's a lot of suits here, open and closed. And next of all, I'll be covering the apartments. So I hope you guys are enjoying. And on to the apartments. So as we go over the first apartment, it is actually Tinsel Towers. Rockstar said you can now own 2 apartments. I actually have 2 apartments, this apartment and the Eclipse apartment, but in the video you'll actually be seeing me in the other apartments. So yeah, you can actually have 2 apartments and 20 cars in 2 garages, which is freaking awesome. As you can see, Tinsel Towers is got a nice view, and you can actually see Los Santos Customs. So yeah, as you make your way towards the back, towards the living area, you'll see there's obviously the bed and the shower room. But yeah, Rockstar said that you can actually own 2 apartments at once, which is actually kind of cool. But every time you want to buy like a third one, say, you have to replace the old one. But they do give you some money back. Say the apartment's worth like 400k, you actually get 200k of that back. So you're only spending half the money to replace one of your apartments. So it's a pretty nice apartment. And on to the next apartment. So the next apartment we'll be going over is the Richards Majestic Hotel. Now as you walk through the front door, you will notice, wait a minute, what? I've been here before. Now this is literally an exact copy of the apartment we were just in. I was kind of disappointed with this, but it is a nice apartment. I can see they've like changed a few things around, but as I can see from my eye, it looks exactly the same. And from my knowledge, I think this is actually about 100k more expensive. I think the only difference is this has a helipad on top, which you can't actually use, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, it is literally just an exact copy of the apartment I was just in, which is Tinsel Towers. So on to the next apartment. Onto the Eclipse apartment level 3. As you can see when you walk through the front door, once again, it is exactly the same. Now this is actually the most expensive out of all of the apartments, and I would think this would be different than them, but it is exactly the same. And I am really disappointed in this. This is just terrible, to be honest. They could have at least changed the design around, like, and had it not exactly the same. But as you can see, I walked in and I just walked straight out because I was just so disappointed in this. But yeah, hopefully they could add more apartments in the future. That could be better, but maybe it's just Rockstar. So I won't actually be going over the other apartments because they are exactly the same. The only thing that is different is actually the location, and just disappointing, I can say. That's all, to be honest. We were looking forward to apartments and they just shat on our chest. So what I'll be covering next is actually some of the new emotes which they have added, so I hope you guys enjoy. So the emotes, the first emote is the facepalm, and this is my exact reaction to the apartment, so this is perfect for that. Next we have the knuckle crunch, and next after that we have the slow clap and jazz hands, which I actually forgot to add. So that's it for the actions, and I'll be covering now the bullpup rifle, the only weapon which they added in the High Life update. While the footage plays in the background of me killing people and destroying people with the bullpup rifle, I will be going over the top changes. I really should have done this at the start, but I was just excited to show you guys the new cars and apartments. So I'm just going to be reading from the Rockstar website. Basically, top changes are 5 new high-end apartments. Obviously they've been added. They all look exactly the same as we see. The ability to own 1 more property has been added to online. Obviously the charge for the mechanic, and obviously if you own 2 properties, the electric bill will be doubled. Mental state, which they have added. This is a new approach from matchmaking based on how a player kills other players in free roam. So if you go around killing other players, your blip will turn red and other players will be prompted to kill you. It's not like a bounty, it's more like an enemy sort of thing. 4 new selectable vehicles have been added to Legendary Motorsport: the Mascherano, Pegasi Zentorno, NS Huntley and the Dinka Bike. An open top variant of the Bravado Banshee has been added to Legendary Motorsport. As we saw, all of the cars are basically, you can find them on the street, but they actually have the open top on them. The following vehicles have been added to San Andreas Super Autos. A lot of cars on that list. I'm not going to read them out, but if you want to see them all, I'll leave a link in the description. The bullpup rifle has been added to Animation, as you can see on the screen. This is the new rifle which they have added. As you can see, the horn from The Sound of Music and 2 new classical horns. 32 suits have been added. As we saw, we went over those as well, and also you can spectate players. Non-contract races have been added. You now have the option to race against other players without scratching all of your lovely paintwork. Players competing in non-contact races cannot slipstream one another. Also, as requested by the stunting community, the changes to bike physics in recent title update have been reverted. Fix an issue where players' items dropped in creator jobs were not correctly blipped on the map. Fix an issue where players would occasionally not be able to reclaim a vehicle despite it being uninsured. fixed an exploit where players were able to shoot in their garages. Maximum rank has now been capped at 8,000, so the max rank is actually now 8,000. The following difficulty changes are going to be made to the mission Rooftop Rumble. 50% of FBI agents present at the start of the mission now have high accuracy. Additional FBI agents now spawn and attack the player at the parking garage. The agents spawn in 2 waves of cars. After all the agents on foot in the parking lot, the first wave of agents in the cars are killed. The mission will either progress in 30 seconds or requires to finish off the FBI agents. The FBI agents carrying the documents Martin now spawn in a vehicle in the mission progress, so obviously you won't be able to farm Rooftop Rumble anymore because they've made it extremely difficult for you to complete. So this has basically been the High Life Update Patch 1.13, fully covered by Willis Game, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to smash that like button as it will really help me out, and this took a long time to edit and it was just so much hassle. Also, make sure to subscribe to me, and I'm out. Peace.